Hello, everybody. I want to talk on something that's actually pretty profound, and that is true, which is ironically a car culture. Here in America, there's no way about it. You cannot get around without a car, which is ironic. That's true. And we just talk about why don't you get your driver's license? Why don't you get a car? I say, cars are expensive, and you need credit. You want to talk about economics? Let's go. I'm an economist all my life, so of course, mostly for 20 years, so thankfully he knows about scenario how you supposed to get a car insurance, and it goes back to I was making my illustration point. Well, without friends, a job, connections, you ain't got. You know what I'm saying? It's hard to find work. Let's just be obvious here. You know what I'm saying? I say it's even my business account, but I say here personally, it's like looking for a job is pretty much impossible. You know what I'm saying? Because everything's literally online. It ain't like you could just go out and just say, hey, go get a job. And even then, they don't really like, either I get rejection or nothing at all, So that's the same as being rejected. And these so-called today's companies are cowards. Not once they'll say, hey, I'm not interested. I don't want nothing to do with you. I say, all right, this. But how the nerve say, credit is money. And here's the problem with credit. It's hard to manage credit. And I know I've been behind my desk and stuff because, well, money. Let's just be real. I'm trying my best not to sound bitter from this, but this has affected my whole life. For 20-some years, it's like working odd jobs, dead-end jobs, temp jobs. That's not going to cut it because that's, you know what I'm saying? And that's what I got to unfortunate headquarters about this, too. It's like, hey, I keep on the conservative note, And I probably posted my business account. Yeah, but, you know what I'm saying? It's like, to do anything revolves around a lot of money. And getting a car here is not cheap. I can get my license, that's not the thing. Getting a car and insurance and titles is not cheap. And I want to address this too. It's like if you don't have a car, you're an SOL basically, you know what I'm saying? Now look. We're not making excuses, I'm just being real. Getting the car is not cheap. But you can be definitely reliable with jobs and stuff like this. But what happens if the car breaks? So my lady, because she drives, she was just telling me this too. Was exactly where she's from. I can't say exactly where she's at. Let's say like close to Las Vegas. Yeah. Let's speak about something that's really, realistic. Car culture. Oh, and you wonder why I'm in obesity rate. Let's just be sincere here, If you get my drift. Let's be totally honest here. If you don't have a car, you're screwed here, Especially, if you're a person with disabilities. We said, me and my lady have a colorful conversation about car culture. They don't care if you're a pedestrian or even worse, people with disabilities or unable to drive or whatever the case may be. Being, you always gotta be careful, consideration. People not sensitive and all that. You know what I'm saying? But around here, I don't have people, even if they got cars, they're not, of course, you can't afford to, get into a car accident, if they bump or scratch their car, you got to pay for that, And here's the problem with that. I never officially drove before, but besides some training, so it's like the problem is, it's expensive, then you got to worry, not just by myself, you got to worry about others when you're on the road and stuff, you know what I'm saying, consequences and crap like that. You can go to jail, you know what I'm saying? Deal with road rage, deal with douchebags and jerks. I'm just being real. I'm being conservative, you know what I'm saying? Ain't you, that's the problem, And the problem is, you need a car, Cars are mandatory in America, And there's no way about it, but they ain't, the problem, which is ironic, none of them willingly want to teach me how to drive. Ask them simple thing, can you teach me how to drive? And they got an attitude, so I say, I'm not going to sit there and guess and beg, So, of course, I had to save up money for driving school, but here's the problem. It's hard to even get money here because, you can't get a job here. You got to pay insurance. Insurance ain't cheap. Then they add all these fees and fares, fees, hidden fees and surges and stuff. Let's talk something realistic. Sorry, one of my hands started to get cold. And, I hate car culture, you know. And they wonder why the obesity rate is so high in America. That's the highest obesity rate. America is designed for cars in mind, you know what I'm saying? Which is ironic. Me and my lady was talking like she actually want to have ideas like also plans to move abroad too, because well we want to be healthier. You know, look like for example, Europe and Japan. You ain't got to fully depend on a car. You know what I'm saying? Plus that's not environment friendly anyway. You know that's going to the atmosphere. That's going to the birds. That's going to the water. That goes to the sky, and that's not, pollution is very bad around here, which is ironic, nothing but pollution. It's nothing natural here, of course, that could have overall consequences on health of, the animals, especially with eating that, you know what I'm saying? The environment here is definitely not healthy. If you don't have a car, you SOL, and jobs are very difficult to come by. It's a controversial thing to say. It takes money to get a car. Tons of even a junker, even the junkiest car. Then you gotta, do maintenance. It's just such a mess, about car culture. And plus, yeah, what I'm saying. It's basically financial slavery. It takes a lot to get a lot, you know what I'm saying. People don't want to realize that here. What I'm supposed to do without a job, and I'm on disability, you know what I'm saying? Let's be obvious.